Welcome to Daniel Lee Siebert, the trucker turned serial killer. Daniel Lee Siebert, a notorious American serial killer, committed a series of gruesome crimes that terrorized the southern United States during the 1980s and 1990s. One of his chilling acts involved the murder of Sherry Weathers, a young woman who tragically crossed his path. Sherry Weathers was a 22-year-old aspiring model living in Birmingham, Alabama. She had dreams of a successful career in the fashion industry and was known for her beauty and vivacious personality. In early 1985, she was pursuing her dreams and working diligently to establish herself in the competitive world of modeling. In June of that year, Sherry's life took a horrifying turn when she encountered Daniel Lee Siebert, a man with a dark and violent past. Siebert, a drifter and truck driver by profession, had a history of violence and criminal behavior, including convictions for robbery and rape. On that fateful day, Siebert abducted Sherry Weathers as she was going about her daily routine. He overpowered her and forced her into his vehicle, leaving no opportunity for her to escape. Sherry's disappearance sent shockwaves through her community, and her family's concern grew as the days turned into weeks with no sign of her. Siebert, a cunning and remorseless predator, subjected Sherry to a nightmarish ordeal of violence, sexual assault, and torture. The young model's life was cut short by his merciless actions. In the aftermath of her murder, Siebert attempted to cover his tracks by disposing of Sherry's body in a remote area. However, his heinous crimes did not end there. He continued his reign of terror, claiming the lives of more innocent victims. It was not until 1986 that Siebert was finally apprehended in California. His capture was the result of diligent police work and the use of emerging DNA technology, which linked him to the murders of multiple women, including Sherry Weathers. Daniel Lee Siebert was ultimately convicted of his crimes and received multiple life sentences without the possibility of parole. His capture and conviction brought a measure of closure to the families of his victims, but the scars left by his horrific crimes remain. Siebert's early life was marred by adversity and instability. His parents divorced when he was young, and he faced a turbulent upbringing. He exhibited behavioral problems at an early age, leading to trouble with authorities and school discipline. Siebert's criminal record began in his teenage years when he was convicted of burglary. His life would take a darker turn as he entered adulthood, becoming involved in a range of criminal activities, including robbery, assault, and sexual violence. During the 1980s and 1990s, Siebert embarked on a murderous spree that terrorized the southern United States. He targeted women, often picking them up as hitchhikers or offering them rides. His modus operandi involved brutal violence, sexual assault, and the murder of his victims. One of Siebert's known victims was Sherry Weathers, a young aspiring model whose promising life was tragically cut short. Siebert subjected her to a nightmarish ordeal before taking her life. Siebert's reign of terror extended beyond Sherry Weathers. He was linked to multiple other murders and was suspected of committing even more unsolved crimes, leaving a trail of fear and devastation in his wake. Siebert's capture came in 1986 when he was arrested in California. Advances in DNA technology played a crucial role in linking him to the murders of multiple women. During his trial, he displayed a chilling lack of remorse for his crimes. Here are some intriguing and unsettling facts about him. Throughout his criminal career, Siebert went by various aliases and false names, making it challenging for authorities to track his movements and criminal activities. Siebert worked as a truck driver, a profession that allowed him to move across state lines and target victims in different regions, making it difficult for law enforcement to link his crimes. Siebert's modus operandi often involved picking up hitchhikers or targeting women he encountered while drifting between states. His victims were often strangers who had no reason to suspect the danger they faced. Over time, Siebert's crimes escalated in brutality and violence. His lack of remorse and sadistic tendencies became increasingly evident as he continued his murderous spree. Siebert was finally apprehended in California in 1986 after being linked to a series of murders through DNA evidence. His capture marked the end of his reign of terror. During his trial and incarceration, Siebert displayed a chilling lack of remorse for his crimes. He showed little empathy or regret for the lives he had taken. Siebert received multiple life sentences without the possibility of parole for his numerous murders, ensuring that he would never again pose a threat to society. Authorities believe that Siebert may have been responsible for additional unsolved murders. Although definitive evidence has not been established for all cases, Siebert's case has been studied by psychologists and criminologists to better understand the motivations and behaviors of serial killers who display extreme violence and a lack of empathy. The fear and trauma caused by Siebert's crimes had a profound impact on the communities where he operated. His capture provided some closure to the families of his victims, but the scars left by his actions remain. Daniel Lee Siebert's life story is a chilling reminder of the capacity for extreme violence that can exist within individuals and the importance of law enforcement efforts in identifying, capturing, and bringing to justice those who pose a grave threat to society.